Hottest starting lineup for the Mets tonight. Brett Beatty hits 5th for the first time this year. First time he's been this high in the batting order. Jared Young gets his 4th straight start at DH. As for the 2nd straight night, Carlos Mendoza loads every available left-handed bat in there against Jonathan Cannon.
Well, Jonathan Cannon had his start scratched on Saturday due to lower back stiffness. His last start 9 days ago, he went against the Cubs, gave up 4 runs in 5 innings. He pitched a game last year on August 13th where Juan Soto had 3 home runs in the game. 2 of them were against Jonathan Cannon.
Fans a great voice tonight.
That one young lady had the Temptations dance down perfectly.
Lindor delivered the walk-off sacrifice fly last night, but the hits have been hard to come by lately for Francisco. Just 6 hits in his last 45 at-bats. Lindor, Nimmo, and Soto for the Mets in the opening inning against 24-year-old Jonathan Cannon. Cannon was a rookie last year. Made 21 starts, one of them against the Mets. In fact, he hooked up against McGill in Chicago. Mets won the game 5-1. Cannon gave up 4 runs in 5 innings. Threw that cutter by Lindor, and it's 2-2. Cannon has begun to load up on his fastballs and his changeup because his breaking stuff has been getting hit very hard. See how he goes about it tonight. And he goes upstairs with the cutter to strike out Lindor for the first out.
This was a perfect example of a hitter not trying to do too much. It was a curveball in the middle of the plate, just lofted it. He was just trying to hit a fly ball. Off the bat, originally I thought it had a chance to be a grand slam home run. And then did his best work after the game.
Well, that shirt never looked better. Nimmo hits one toward the middle of the diamond. Backhand play by Sosa, but he's got no chance. And Nimmo's got an infield hit. So Brandon Nimmo batting second in the order for the 2nd straight game. Broke out with a couple of hits last night and now a base hit his first time up tonight.
Well, the Spectrum White Sox starting infield catcher Cuero, they have high hopes for him. Vargas, Sosa, Meidroth, and Rojas, the ex-Diamondback and Mariner. Palacios all the way from Brooklyn in left field. Michael A. Taylor gets the start in center. Luis Robert Jr. down, and Mike Tauchman out in right field.
So here is Soto, hit those 2 home runs against Jonathan Cannon last year. Had a sacrifice fly last night. And he takes fastball for a strike, 0-1. In fact, Soto and Mark Vientos are the only 2 hitters in the lineup for the Mets tonight who have ever had a hit against Cannon. And he drives this one toward the gap in right center. Taylor dives, and did he catch it or trap it? He trapped it. Nimmo didn't realize that he was trying to run back to first, and he passes Soto on the bases, and that's going to mean that Soto is out. The ball was trapped. That was the call on the field, and Nimmo thought the ball had been caught and started racing back to first base and passed by Soto. And that means Soto is out for passing Nimmo on the base paths. Here's the play.
What an effort by Michael A. Taylor, but clearly a trap. I will say the umpires were a little slow in giving their call.
The first base umpire clearly said trap. It was his call. See right there. But Nimmo did not realize it, thought the ball was caught. And then Soto also ran out of the baseline and was tagged out. So clearly it should be a double play. Well, although Soto was out,
but Soto's
Nimmo
out.
passed, and Nimmo should be safe at first, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And they'll sort all this out. When two runners cross on the base paths like that, it is the preceding runner who is called out. So Soto's out as soon as Nimmo passes him going back to first base. Ball clearly trapped by Taylor. And so Nimmo will wind up back at first base where he started. And Soto will be called out for the second out.
I'm going to pull a Keith here, Gary. How are we going to score that, buddy?
That's a really good question. I'm going to wait for the official score to tell
I like
us.
it. Thank you.
The question is, and again, the umpires are going to get together one more time. The question is, after the first base umpire, Tom Hanahan, signaled no catch.
Ruling on the field was no catch, and then by rule, Juan Soto was out for passing, so Brandon's at first.
I have never heard an umpire make a call like that, naming players' names.
Well, it was a good call by James.
James Hoy getting on the horn to let us know what happened. So once Hanahan gives the safe sign and says the ball is down.
But Nimmo never saw that. He made the call on his own that the ball was caught by Michael A. Taylor. And that's why Soto peeled off.
So here's Alonso. So Soto can't get a hit like that because Nimmo winds up at first. I mean, you would think that Mike Sarbaugh would be mirroring the umpire's signal to let Nimmo know what was going on.
Nimmo is the one that made the call on his own. Once he turned second, he wasn't looking at Sarbaugh. He was looking over his shoulder at the plate.
So they do give Soto credit for a base hit. And then he is called out for passing. And Alonso drives one to center. Taylor eases back near the wall, and it's out of here. Pete Alonso with his 11th home run of the season, a 2-run shot to tie the game. Just as he did on Sunday night. After Ohtani's first inning home run, Alonso responds with a 2-run homer in the bottom of the first. This time he gets the Mets even.
Three hits in a row and a homer, 2 runs. We'll figure it out later. What a swing by Alonso. I always love when he's hitting the ball with authority and power to right, center field, and center field.
And now a broken bat loop by Beatty falls into center field for the Mets' 4th consecutive hit. So Beatty moved up to the 5th spot in the order, the furthest up in the order he's hit this season. Breaks his bat on the first pitch and gets a hit on it.
Just a cutter there that gets right in on the hands of Beatty, but going through a good period right now and strong enough to dump that into center field.
So now Jared Young looking for his first hit as a Met. Takes a changeup low and in for ball 1. Road to the record presented by Tunnel to Towers. Pete now with 237 career home runs, 5 behind David Wright, 15 behind Darryl Strawberry for the all-time Met record. And that's slugged out to right field, deep. Back goes Kaufman near the wall. It's out of here. Jared Young's first hit as a New York Met is a 2-run homer, and it puts the Mets in front 4-2 in the opening inning. It's the 3rd home run of Jared Young's major league career. He hit 2 for the Cubs, and now he's got his first as a Met.
Well, we've loved his choice of plate discipline. We've loved his swing. He's hit some balls right on the nose. This one, he got in the air to right field. A powerful young man from British Columbia.
And now a line drive base hit for Vientos. And the Mets just keep on raking in this opening inning. That is 6 consecutive base hits. Well, Jonathan Cannon is going to get a visit from his pitching coach.
I mean, this ball was a cutter as well. Caught too much of the plate. Vientos off the end of the bat. Humpback liner to left field.
Well, Jonathan Cannon was scratched from his start Saturday, as Ronnie noted, because of lower back tightness. And I don't know whether his back is bothering him right now, but he's got a big burden on his shoulders as Ethan Katz visits him at the mound and Jared Young celebrates in the Mets dugout. So the way you score the Soto play, he gets a single, and then it's a put out to the first baseman, who was the nearest fielder to the point of passing.
Okay.
I'd never do that.
There we go. We learn something every day.
We do. It's been a good homestand for that.
It has been.
Well, Tyler McGill gave him a 2-run homer at the top of the first. Mets have responded with a pair of 2-run homers. That means City will donate $2,000 to No Kid Hungry to help the 1 in 5 kids in America facing hunger right now.
And listen, it's easy to jump on a young pitcher who's having a tough day, but his fastball and cutter are about the same speed, and he hasn't thrown much else. He's going to have to mix in a change of speeds, and I'm sure Ethan Katz, pitching coach of the White Sox, directed him that way.
Jeff McNeil, and he rips one into right field for the Mets' 7th consecutive hit. Vientos goes first to third. The last 4 hits have come on a total of 5 pitches. That's very aggressive against Cannon, and it's paying off with a huge first inning.
Just jumped all over. The ball up in the strike zone. It was a fastball he was trying to locate inside, but it bled back over the middle of the plate and a BB to right field by McNeil.
Now Francisco Alvarez, who had a base hit his last time up last night, and he takes a fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. Alvarez hitting in the 9th spot for the 2nd straight day. Takes a cutter outside, a ball and a strike. A nightmarish first inning for Jonathan Cannon, which would have been a whole lot worse but for the confusion on the bases on the ball that Soto hit. And now Alvarez is hit by the pitch, and that stung. Joe Golia, the head athletic trainer, out to see if Alvarez is okay, and the Mets now have the bases loaded.
Well, you're always worried now about Alvarez, whether he got hit in the hand or not. This time on the elbow, which doesn't make it any less painful, but you're aware of the hand injuries that he's had in the past. That one just really smarted.
Yeah, I think it got above the elbow more than
maybe
triceps.
Lower tri.
So we should be able to shake that off. So the Mets have batted around in the opening inning.
Ball just ran in on him and just followed him right into, as Gary said, that lower tricep off the bone of the elbow. So that's a good sign. Or missed the bone in the elbow.
So 7 straight hits, followed by Alvarez being plunked. And now Lindor, who started the inning by striking out, gets a chance with the bases loaded to add to this 4-2 lead. What a first inning. Vientos at third, McNeil at second, Alvarez at first, and Lindor fouls back a high fastball, 0-1.
Well, Cannon is an interesting last name because there's 2 ways to think about it in baseball. Cannon means you have a big arm, but also cannon fodder when you're having a bad day.
Giving up some mortars early in this game. That's a ground ball on the right side. Sosa comes in to field it. That will retire the side, but the Mets send 10 men to bat. They have 7 straight hits, including homers by Alonso and Young, to go up 4-2.